The progressive movement. Progressivism began in the late 19th and early 20th centuries in cities with settlement workers and reformers who were interested in helping those facing harsh conditions at home and at work. The reformers spoke out about the need for laws regulating tenement housing and child labor. They also called for better working conditions for women. It also caused a development to the progressive education. A main goal of the progressive movement was purification of government, as progressives tried to eliminate corruption by exposing and undercutting political machines and bosses. They also supported prohibition in order to destroy the political power of local bosses. Many activists joined efforts to reform local government, public education, medicine, finance, insurance, industry, railroads, churches, and many other areas. They transformed, professionalized, and made scientific the social sciences, especially history, economics, and political science. In academic fields, the day of the amateur author gave way to the research professor who published it in new journals and presses. Initially, the movement operated chiefly at local levels and then expanded to state and national levels. They drew support from the middle class mainly, and supporters included lawyers, teachers, physicians, ministers, and business people. They strongly supported the scientific methods as applied to economics, government, industry, finance, medicine, schooling, theology, education, and even the family. Reformers felt that old-fashioned ways meant waste and inefficiency and eagerly sought out the one best system. Some of the key people in the progressive movement include Theodore Roosevelt, the 26th U.S. president, who was a vice president but took office after the assassination of William McKinley. He was famous for his policies that really didn't allow a lot to happen, and as a president he was Some key people that were involved in the progressive movement include Theodore Roosevelt and Woodrow Wilson, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, Lyndon Baines Johnson, Robert M. Lafayette Sr., Charles Evans Hughes on the Republican side, and William Jennings Bryan, Woodrow Wilson, and Al Smith on the Democratic side. I'm just going to go over one of them mainly. Theodore Roosevelt, he was the 26th U.S. president who took office after William McKinley, and he was really famous for his aggressive policies, so he was perfect for the progressive movement, and he really helped that out. Also, not specifically by name, but the muckrakers. They would expose writers who informed the public about many corporate evils and social injustices in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. They wrote many books that became famous. For example, The Jungle. It pushed the U.S. government to launch reform campaigns, and that really helped the progressive movement. Economic principles of progressivism is a political philosophy incorporating the socio-economic principles of social democrats and political progressives. The views of them are often rooted in the concept of social justice and have the goal of improving the human condition through government-based economic central planning. Economic progressivism is based on the idea that free markets are inherently unfair, favoring large corporations and the wealthy people. They believe that a fair market should result in normal distribution of wealth, but in most countries, the wealthy earn heavily disproportionate incomes. So they advocate controlling the markets through regulations that they believe will favor upward mobility and diminish income inequality. Specific economic policies that are considered progressive include progressive taxes and mandatory income redistribution aimed at reducing inequalities of wealth. A comprehensive package of public services, universal health care, public education, social security, minimum wage laws, antitrust laws, legislation protecting workers' rights and the rights of trade unions in a welfare state. Social principles of progressivism is, progressivism is a term that encompasses a wide spectrum of social movements that include environmentalism, labor, agrarianism, anti-poverty, peace, anti-racism, civil rights, women's rights, animal rights, social justice, and political ideologies such as anarchism, communism, socialism, social democracy, and liberalism. Since many social and political groupings fit under the progressivist umbrella, there are bound to be some disagreements on some of the tenets of progressivism. and most of the social classes, what progressivism believes in, is mainly middle class, and it's kind of like an equality thing. The current influence of progressivism today, most recently, just everyone is aware of Barack Obama. He's often described himself as a pragmatic progressive, and has lauded the progressive movement that began a century ago as a springboard to the politics of hope. Modern progressives, like their ideological forebears, firmly believe that they are intellectually and morally superior to the population of Americans at large, and that they should thus be permitted to institute the political and social policies which they deem beneficial to society, even if those policies are inconsistent with the principles outlined in the U.S. Constitution. Happens quite often in politics all around the world. And these are my works cited where I found all my information.